Welcome back. I'm Alfred Lambermont Weber, and we have the extraordinary privilege today to be with Magnus Olsson, who's the founder and director of the European Coalition Against Covert Harassment. Welcome, Magnus.
Thank you, Alfred.
Well, I know that you've been very active in the lead up to this conference in Brussels on November 20th, 2014, and that you recently traveled to Washington, D.C. to meet with a number of NSA whistleblowers who have been working against the Transhumanist Agenda to robotize humans. Could you tell us about that trip?
Yes, I have made connections with people which I work with, and they have been giving me the contacts to for example, the NSA whistleblower William Binney, and he will be on the conference the 20th of November in Brussels, and that's a big victory. People are starting to actually listen, and our voice is actually being heard right now. So this is a good step in the development, yes.
Now, just to get more deeply into the Transhumanist Agenda, and then we'll get back to the conference, because I know that this is a big event, because there are many voices coming together, and also many victims, and a lot of information coming together. Could you tell us more about how the chemtrails are used to implant into the human race?
Well, aerosol spraying, as they call it, the future of warfare, that is legal. What they state by themselves, at least, and NASA. And, well, what is being distributed all over the world almost is the nano-transceivers, a type of corticotronics. And it's in such a small size that you can never find it on a normal X-ray. So, and the corticotronics is just linking the brain, because the brain itself is like a very advanced computer. And the soul in itself, I think they are trying to catch that as well. I mean, we have the soul catcher ship from the British Telecom and so on. But I don't think they manage this. And but what they are doing, they are learning up a artificial intelligence mainframe computer that is also quantum based. So what this computer needs to learn through the pipes, and the pipes is our brains, and it has to learn about the culture, the difference between cultures, and also the speaking, the word, I mean, the language has to be mapped. So what is happening around the whole globe right now is that people are connected, and it's a terrible agenda that we are in now, and humanity has to wake up, because this is getting, I mean, we have a couple of millions just in Europe that actually are online already, and I mean the base HARP system that is actually co-working with the satellite geosync satellite systems. I mean, and then you have the 4G as a backup as well. So what we're talking about here is not one smart grid around the world. It's a couple of them. So you can never hide from this technology. I mean, it's also using the scalar waves as carriers, and it goes through everything. So this is a terrible scenario that is reality now. And yeah, Afra?
Yeah. So what you're saying when you say we have several million in Europe who are online now, is what you're saying is that the transhumanist agenda has managed through these nano-neuro chips from the chemtrails to already hook up several million people to their supercomputer grid and to robotize them. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. And this, I have been doing very much reading about science reports in general, touching the brain in general. And what I see right now is that the military, the NSA, we have the CIA, the secret, I mean, the intelligence organizations around the world that is also involved in this. And I mean, this technology could be used for the better as well. It's quite amazing that you can actually, I mean, just in the medical sector, you have an enormous potential. And but the military is around 30, 40 years ahead of us. And the intelligence is working closely with the military. So, I mean, we have to wake up now and make our voice heard. And I think we have great success right now with the conference. There's also a radio show that Freedom of Covert Harassment with Derek Robinson as the manager, and they are putting up a very good show, and it's actually everybody in the world is able to follow this because it will be broadcast with live YouTube and a lot of different kind of ways to hook up. So the 18th this month. And that one will go on for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just get there. So there are a couple of things going on here. One is just to really get information about the current status of the transhumanist agenda, and then the second is various events that are involved in. So I just want to get some of the facts of the conference, and then we'll go back to some of the issues. Now, there's a conference occurring in Brussels, and there's a website for the conference. It's on November 20th. We'll put the website of the conference. Who are some of the speakers there?
Well, I'm going to be one of the speakers, and then we have Peter Mooring, the founder of StopEgg, and then the lawyer, the European classified lawyer Henning Witte. We have Dr. Rauni Lena Kilde. We have Mojmir Babacek, and we also have you, Alfred.
Yes, but also the NSA whistleblower is going to be there.
Yeah, I was just coming to that.
Oh, sorry.
That's a big thing for us. It's the first time actually with global surveillance expert like William Binney. That's just a tremendous success.
What do you expect that William Binney will be talking about as an NSA whistleblower? He's a parallel whistleblower with Edward Snowden. I mean, they're both NSA whistleblowers.
Yes, they are. And William will speak about the global surveillance systems. He has been working almost 30 years for NSA. He has been in Sweden hundreds of times learning people how to do this signal intelligence. And the point is that this signal intelligence is moving into our brains now. So he will speak about the very, very advanced systems that he has been a part of developing, actually. So the point is that he is reading into this kind of corticotronics and everything. But the point is, he is a very important guy in this disclosure, because when you build up with all the other speakers and get the connection in the whole big picture, it's a global state with the thought police that is actually coming up now.
Yeah, many people have asked me, people who are, say, in North America and who can't get there, or even in parts of Europe and who can't get there, will it be filmed, videotaped, and will the videos be available?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Good. For example, I just want to let people know also that my presentation from a legal point of view will be to present a new piece, a new legislation or regulation which goes deeply into banning this new technology, and which the previous generations of legislation have been ineffective of doing. And it's new legislation at the European Union level or the European Commission level, and it can be done at the world level or it can be done at the nation state level. Now, granted that these entities may be currently compromised, but the issue is that once you have the legislation on the table, then everybody sees how it's done, and we can unite to push the politicians. I wondered if you could comment on that.
Well, we have been trying to approach a couple of times the EU Parliament, and we have been actually meeting with the Libe Committee. We still have connections there, and what I would say is that, I mean, the European Commission is the decision-making. They are making the decisions, and the Parliament. It's very important to go to both here. We started up with the Parliament, and the point is, when you put in such a law proposal, they have connected to us for just a short while ago again, and they want to look into this deeply, as I understand it. So that's great when we have a judge like you, Alfred, already have been writing up this law proposal. I mean, this is something that is made. We have to make this a law, or this is a lot of laws. But I mean, how come that the world is not? Screaming, because this is otherwise it would be like a revolution in them. I mean, in Brussels we are close to the NATO. We are having the Parliament and the Commission. They are way behind, and NATO is part of developing these systems.
Yes. And just to give you an example, Magnus, last week, the chairman of the European Commission, which is the only body that can pass laws, it's a small body that can pass laws, was in Canada to sign a trade agreement with Canada. In order that they could attend a cocktail party here in Canada, the Prime Minister of Canada lent the Commission, the chairman of the Commission, the official airplane of the Prime Minister to fly back to Brussels. And there was an enormous uproar here in all of Canada because of the cost. It cost $300,000 just to fly him back to Europe so he could attend a cocktail party here. So these people are so isolated from reality, and that's why, and they have made the decision-making structure such as that the European Union of elected parliamentarians only has an advisory role to these appointed bureaucrats who are the commissioners. So we have to go and find other jurisdictions like Venezuela, who has contacted us to begin to enact these laws. Let me go back to the Transhumanist Agenda, however. You once told me or mentioned that you thought that up to 80% of the human race had been essentially chipped through the chemtrails. What did you mean by that?
That's very, very good that you asked me that question, because look, when you're looking into this technical, amazing developments lately, I mean, you actually do not need a chip to be online. You do have to have a nanomarker to perform the pinpointed overstimuli. With that I mean transcranial magnetic stimulation that awakes or raises kind of whatever kind of feelings in a human brain. They can psycho-design you. They can mood-cast you. They are in complete control of all kind of body functions. And this is something that is going to be a great thing if it happened to, I mean, go like this. When people are tortured, dying, committing suicide, people are pressed into some kind of zombification. And that zombification is what we will see all over the world if we do not wake up.
Right. Now, earlier in our conversation, you mentioned that they now have a chip called the Soul Catcher that's trying to go after your soul. Could you talk more about that?
Well, England, they own a lot. They have the money. The money in the world is in England. They do want to colonize the universe as well. And how should they? How can they perform such an act without the technology making a brain? I mean, you make like a mind transfer or mind uploading, whatever you call it, into a computer, or use. I mean, you use your brain in another environment. You move the thing here into a supercomputer, quantum supercomputer, and so on. And the point is to be able to colonize the rest of the universe. You cannot. I mean, you have to be able to do this without food, air, and so on. So this is the only way to get out there and colonize. So the British Telecom got the mission to create a soul catcher chip that you can put in and use your brain, partly from a machine, but also go back to your natural body. So the point is that you could transfer yourself from one side of the world to the other in just a button pressed down. And I mean, that they got so many billions of pounds to perform this. and this was in the 1990s. They started it up, and then everything went quiet. But there is a lot of good information about it, and as I suppose they have succeeded with their mission.
Now, we understand that there's a possibility that this conference may in fact be covered by a major television network. Is that correct, or?
Yes, we are doing that kind of connections, and I do have a very good one. One of the biggest news networks in the world will maybe be covering this. I can't say which one it is in this moment, but when we are a little bit up closer to the date, it will be released. And the point is, I mean, Binney is coming to Europe. The journalists and everybody, I mean, we will have a good promo in having him with us.
Yes, so this is really bringing together the major whistleblowers in the field and an opportunity to get this truth out, which has been suppressed until now. How do you feel being a major organizer of this?
It feels fantastic. I've been working for this now in more than 10 years, day and night almost. And this success is overwhelming. I'm really happy that it's going our way for once. And the point is, when they put people in the dark loop, they use parts of your brain that they actually clone parts of your brain and use it against you. Isn't that terrifying? I mean, can you just imagine to be in that dark loop just for one day? It's like being in hell. So the point is, we have to bring up the bright light loop now.
Now, you spent some time also in the U.S. going through some exercises and some technologies that were able to deconstruct some of the effects of these implants. Can you share any of that?
Yes, I can. This is a technology, a breathing technology. And when you do follow, I can, if somebody would like to try this, they can just connect with me. And I will send them the material, because it has worked for me. And it's different, because the targeting and targeted individual, that's the name of people who are connected. Targeted individuals are zombified. They are in some kind of Medusa programming, the monarch programming, and so on. It's evil. It's really evil. It's terrifying. And people are living in this year after year. And some people do not manage it, and they kill themselves.
Right. So what we'll do is we will put the email where people can contact you for that breathing technology that that deconstructs the effect of that implant programming. Well, are there any final words that you would like to share with the viewing audience?
Our intellectual property should be private. That's something. I mean, they are stealing our minds. And do follow. And the point is, the other event that is going to be on the 18th. There we have the speakers are Dr. Robert Duncan, Dr. John Hall, me, Magnus Olsson, Melinda Fee, Deborah Travers, Dr. Hildegard Stanninger, and Melinda Kidder on the 18th of this month.
Of October.
Yeah, of October.
And that will be available where?
It will be available on the internet. You can also do it by phone. You can also do it on the live broadcasting through YouTube. So there is a lot of different ways to follow this show.
Basically, people can just Google what's your name, Magnus Olsson, and they will get to all of these events. Is that the best way?
Well, the best way is I have been putting it up on my page called the Trans Evolution Op Group, the operation group that is studying this kind of technologies, and it's called Trans Evolution Op Group on Facebook, and there you find the whole agenda for that show.
Okay, good. So at the Trans Evolution Group on Facebook. Yeah. Good. And so, well, thank you. And we'll be sure to put all of the ways to contact you and also the link to the November conference and then the aftermath of all of the information there, because this is a major step forward in deconstructing the transhumanist agenda. We want to thank you, Magnus, for taking the time out to be with us, and also thank you for your many years of service in coming forward and in taking all of these actions to deconstruct this transhumanist agenda. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, Alfred. Thank you.